Yo, what's up, everybody? Your favorite producer, Pat. This Doc with the Just More Sports Show. Coming live to you. It's been a minute since I jumped in this thing. Posted up. It's really just chilling. But yeah, got the NBA playoffs going down. We'll talk a little bit about the Brady Quinn and his little comments he had about CJ Stroud that I found very, very interesting. We always try to throw their 2 cents in on a quarterback, future quarterback, what they got going on. It can be quite damaging at times. Just want to jump in today. Riding solo in this thing. Shout out to Breeze and John, DJ King, Dre, Juice Man, Big E, rest of the crew. Um, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about what happened last night in the NBA first. Uh, yeah. The Nuggets look like they're going to take care of the Minnesota Timberwolves pretty quickly. I don't think they have enough. Nice story with Ant-Man, Young Legs. He's giving it all he's got, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be in the cards. So it's looking like the Nuggets are going to sweep through that thing. Embiid kicked the Nets player in the groin. He's out for Game 4. Looks like they're going to take care of that series as well very, very quickly. So that's what that is as far as the two possible playoff series. They look like they're going to be a sweep in the East and the West. Well, let me just get to it. I got to give a shout out and I got to give props to the New York Knicks. They handled business last night. All the stars were out, and it doesn't look like Cleveland could hit the side of a brisket sandwich with a water gun full of barbecue sauce. Cleveland was just breaking left and right, and the Knicks, it was an ugly game, but the Knicks roughed it up. They mucked it up. They played a lot of defense, and therefore, they got a pretty easy victory. Looks like Cleveland is struggling with Brunson. They're also struggling with just the physicality of the New York Knicks. So, I get the Knicks a lot of trouble in some of the sports groups and clown and troll them a lot. But that was a good win last night. That was a solid victory. That was a big-time production. I like what I see. No cap. I like what I see, how they handle business. Now, the key for the Knicks is going to be, hey, don't let this thing slip away. You got stranglehold on the series. So handle that Game 4 and see if you can finish them off in Cleveland. That would be a very, very, very impressive 4 games and 1 victory. Get some rest. I don't know what's wrong with Julius Randle. Is he playing injured or whatnot? Mitchell Robinson has been very, very impressive. Brunson has just been running the show. Like, seriously, Brunson is killing it out there. So shout out to the Knicks. They handled that. And we got Game 3 coming up with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat. I'm looking at that series as well. We're going to see if Giannis is going to come back. Word is early that he's questionable for Game 3, which is in South Beach. I think they got 2 in Miami coming up. So we're going to see what they do. Here's the thing about Miami. They're very inconsistent on offense. They're a bunch of guys. Like Jimmy Butler's not a superstar. Jimmy Butler's a really, really good glue guy at this point. They got a lot of pieces. Tyler Hero, well, he's out. Bam Adebayo. So we're going to see if they can handle that. Now, if you're Milwaukee, if you can get this one and Giannis doesn't play, then you've got total control of the series. It's going to go longer than it probably should. Seems like it anyways. It's going to go longer than it probably should. But if you're Milwaukee and you can get this one tonight, you might be in good shape. I have no dog in that particular race, but I'd like to see the Milwaukee Bucks go ahead and push forward and try to handle that. Yeah, for real. Oh, the Lakers, LeBron James and company. Yeah. LeBron really shouldn't be responding to Dillon Brooks, like for real. He really shouldn't be responding to Dillon Brooks at all. Like, what has Dillon Brooks done in his career to warrant that type of tension? And there's a lot of narratives going around. Stephen A. Smith said LeBron should try to go out and give Dillon Brooks 40. For what? You have no point to prove to that man. Dillon Brooks is known for the way he dresses, and he looks like a complete clown. He's not even on your level. Don't get into the back and forth. I feel a stall by the Memphis Grizzlies to try to get Ja back. Now, if you're the Lakers, what you want to do tonight is you don't want to get outworked. You don't want to come out flat. You don't want to give them a chance to, get some of this momentum going back. They snatched some of this momentum. Excuse me. They snatched some of this momentum and, tie this thing up heading back to Memphis. Then Ja gets healthy. You got a longer series than expected. Lakers being an older team, they need to try to go ahead and handle business. So if you're the Lakers, don't come out flat tonight. If you're the Memphis, ugly it up. See if Dillon can get some things going. Be physical with Anthony Davis. Keep him off the glass and stick around long enough and see what happens towards the end of the ball game as we look at another clip of the Milwaukee and Indiana series. But that's been a good series so far as well. The Lakers. But LeBron doesn't have anything to prove to Dillon Brooks. Don't get into a back and forth. You don't have to go out and prove that you're Kobe or Michael. And as far as that narrative goes, like, if you ever figured out that LeBron James and Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are just totally different players, then I have no help for you. You can talk to the masses because that's just not his game. And we've seen it before. We've seen him go ham. Ask Boston what he did. Ask Detroit what he did. But that's not the LeBron James. He has gotten older. And Father Time takes his advantage on everybody. I mean, nobody's immune to it. So LeBron can't give you 30 minutes of Iron Man basketball. He can probably give you 12. He can probably give you 3 in the first quarter. He can probably give you 3, maybe 3.5, maybe going on 4 the second. Those next 2 quarters, he's got about 5 minutes where he can give you LeBron of the old and chase down blocks and get a couple of dunks. But he's not at this stage where he's just going to be a cyborg and go out there and just totally destroy and crush everybody. That's not the play. That's not what he's doing. Atlanta jumped back into the series last night with Boston. I was expecting that to be a sweep. It just looked like Boston was totally in a different class than the Atlanta Hawks. But, give credit to Atlanta. They did what they did, and now we got a series. So if you're Atlanta, you want to play off the energy, feed off the crowd, which is huge in playoff basketball, home court advantage. So if you're Atlanta, you want to play off the crowd, and if you can catch them slipping, Boston comes out flat, maybe they're ready to go back home. You can get this game, and you can tie this series up. And this is a long, long series. This is not, if you're a Boston Celtics fan, this is not what you had in mind. This is not what you wanted at all. So shout out to Atlanta. They jumped back in that thing. So it's now 2-1. And there we go. See Trae Young doing this thing. And if you're Boston, you are the defending Eastern Conference champs. You know what it takes. You know what it does to get through the East. You want to try to finish this thing as soon as possible. You don't want these teams hanging around and dragging these series on. But if I was just a pick, I'm going to go just for the sake of basketball. And, I love basketball. I'm going to go. What up, Ron? It's over in 5. What's that series you're talking about? Boston? I was going through a couple series real quick. What's up, Ron Dillon? Mavericks extraordinaire. We're going to see what y'all going to do with Kyrie, my brother. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate you chiming in. Just off what I see and what I read right now, if I could give some picks, I love basketball, as I was saying. I'm going to think the Cavs are going to tie it up. I'm waiting for this monumental Knick meltdown, and the Cavs are going to tie it up. The Denver series is over. They're going to handle Minnesota. I think the Philly series is over. Gentlemen's sweep, 5. If they get this one without Embiid, that'd be all for the good. That'd be all for the good if you're a Philadelphia fan. I spoke on the Heat and the Bucks. I'm going to go Heat and 6. I'm going to go Heat and 6. I'm not Heat and 6. I'm sorry. Bucks and 6. Excuse me. I'm going to go Bucks and 6. I think Giannis hangs around and he comes back, and they'll get that one done. Lakers, I'm going to go Lakers in 6. I'm going to go Lakers in 6. Even if Ja comes back, you got that wrist contusion. It's going to affect his ability to dribble the ball and penetrate like the Ja that we know. And other than that, they're just a bunch of spot-up shooters. But if you're the Lakers, you definitely want to handle business. So that's where we are with that. Phoenix and the Clippers, look, there's been a lot of going back and forth between Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard. If you don't know, let me just help y'all out. Kawhi Leonard has a arthritic knee, ladies and gentlemen. That knee is never going to be the same. It's just never going to be the same. So I made a point earlier in one of my shows. If Kawhi Leonard was to go out and play 2 years straight, he would have to retire from the NBA. That's just what that is. That knee is just arthritic. It's degenerative, and it just progressively gets worse. That's why he plays 2 games, maybe miss 2, plays 2 games. He's trying to conserve his career. And I can't really blame him at that point. Found out something was going on. He's trying to maximize his profits before the NBA decides that he's not good enough. He's taking the bull by the horns, so to say. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see what you talk about. Says Ronald Dillon says Boston will adjust. We keeping Kyrie. Nets done. Wolves done. Bucks will win 6 and ugly. I agree, Ron Dillon. I agree, my man. That's kind of what it's looking like. Now the Mavericks keeping Kyrie. My personal opinion, I think that's more headache, more trouble than it's worth. That's just my opinion. I mean, at this point, Kyrie's got his championship. He knows he can go out there and give you 25 in his sleep. So he's on to some other things. And I'm not really going to get into what he's on to or if he's trying to prove a point. But I remember when I first started this show, podcasting, I said I really didn't want to discuss Kyrie. You can't really separate sports and politics. That was one of my things and the antics that go on with it. But that was just one of my things. I was just like, he's got other stuff he's got going on. He's trying to prove that he's the smartest guy in the room. If you're trying to win a championship, it's got to be all in. Winning a championship in any professional sport is a very, very, very difficult thing to do. Facebook user I have no idea who this is. Probably a bot. Hopefully not a bot. Said Kawhi needs to retire. I wouldn't retire if I'm Kawhi. He's always got a spot in the NBA. He maybe can't give you what he once was. He's not the best defender in the NBA as he once was, and it was hands down he was the best NBA defender. But yeah, that's what that is. If I was Kawhi, they're gonna have to force me out. He's got those Brandon Roy knees. Yeah, Brandon Roy was the natural, the hooper. He was the truth. Kobe Bryant gave him shots. Gave him props. No weakness in his games, but sometimes those knees just don't hold up. Yes, sir. I remember Brandon Roy. What up, Christopher Thomas? What's going on, man? Said the longer the Celtics series moves, the longer the Celtics series, the more it benefits Embiid. 76ers fan extraordinary. Shout out to Christopher Thomas. Bruce Good. What's up, pimpin'? House Sports. Giving a shout out, giving love, man. It's all love over there. We got some good commentary. We got trolls. We do a little everything over there. Yeah, definitely. That's contingent on Embiid and the 76ers or whatever. He's not playing game 4. It's contingent on the 76ers handling business. They got to get those pesky little nets up out of there. It's 3-0. You don't want this thing dragging on. So let's just make that happen. If you're a 76ers fan. What up, Ron Drinkers? Yeah, these Knicks fans. Like you said, my brother, Lamb Chop, my boy Lamb, what's going down? Yeah, they partying like it's 1973. That's the joke going around. You can't tell them nothing. But, just for the heartache and anguish side of the story. No love lost. I'm really waiting for that crash and burn so I can get my troll game on. Real talk. Let's see. Back to Ron. Let's see what's going on. Big Deal said he can only get the max contract in Dallas. No state tax. And we need to play defense. Get rid of Powell, Kleber, and Bertrand to get some free agents to help us out. My man, Big Ron. I've been throwing his name out for the Mavericks, man, and I don't know if they can pull that off with Kyrie Irving. Or if they can pull that off, even with Luka. And I'm a big Luka fan, outside of the whole Rockets-Mavericks thing. I think Luka got some game. I mean, he does what he does. He's not going to back down. He's not intimidated. It's the off-season things with Luka. I mean, he's not going to play till he's 38 like LeBron. I mean, smoking cigarettes and drinking beer during the off-season. He's got to get serious about his body, or he's just not going to last. What LeBron is doing is the exception. It's not the rule. So he's got to make up his mind what he's going to do. Pascal Siakam. I like that in Dallas. He's not ball dominant, contingent on him to score. He's a 3-and-D guy. He's pretty good going to the goal, long rangey defender, and he's going to score. Like, it doesn't take him all day to give you 20, 22, 7, 6. You see what I'm saying? And then when he's really, really on, that's 30 from a guy you really don't expect it from. I like Pascal Siakam in Dallas. I think that would be a pretty good big three. Luka, Uncle Drew, and Pascal Siakam. That's just what I would like to see happen. I think that would push Dallas into, the mix in the West. But I was bringing up before I just got to reading the comments. I was talking about the Suns and the Clippers series. Like, Kawhi's not going to play, but the thing is him and KD are kind of like going at it for the most part, and we haven't seen that in a long time. Those two really just going at it. Like, KD come down, he get bucket. Kawhi come down, he get bucket. They're attacking the rim defensively, which is, that's what that is. That's probably the best play. Kawhi, we're gonna see if he come back. It's saying that he's out for this game too. So the cards are all there for Phoenix to go ahead and advance, the Suns to go ahead and advance and make that happen. Lamb Chop, my boy Lamb. What I think the Spurs needs, he said he's at a loss. I feel you, my brother. I'm at a loss with the Rockets. I'm hoping we grab Udoka, the former Celtics coach, or Sam Cassell. So I feel you, and I'm there with the total loss. I think the Spurs' best move is Frenchie. I'm going to be honest. I think the Spurs, as far as potential. Now, as the closer we get to the NBA draft, I'll take a look and really just give my opinion on who's going to be the best player out there. I'm sold on Scoot Henderson, but I don't think that the Spurs necessarily need a point guard. And I want Scoot to go to the Rockets, not the Spurs. So you got that from me. That's it right there. That's what I got for the San Antonio Spurs. I hope y'all take Frenchie, and I'll look at it a little bit later on, and I'll remember you when I come back to that thing, and we'll see what the Spurs absolutely do. But I appreciate all y'all input, man, for real. I appreciate y'all jumping in on this Saturday morning, man. Big Ron says, it ain't KD got to worry about his Booker who's cooking. He got to go in there. Yes, sir. D-Book has definitely got it cooking. He is a throwback. Booker's one of those players that could have played in the 80s. Like, he's a Rip Hamilton with a little bit extended range. He's not going to kill you with his dribble drive. He can do it, though. If I was giving him out a score out of 1 to 100, I'd give him about an 83, 85 as far as his dribbling ability. But the mid-range, the pull-up, the ISO, that's where – got a little Joe Johnson in him, too. Little Joe Johnson. A little Rip Hamilton. So he's a throwback. And once he gets cooking, he can put him in the hole with the best of them. So that's where I'm at with that. KD on KD. I just don't think the Clippers have enough right now. I think they're just too banged up, and it ain't happening. And that whole thing is just, for some reason, with the Clippers, I remember it was supposed to be this triangle of death on defense with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and they had Pat Bev at one point. And it never happened for one reason or another. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. You got a window, and I can tell you that definitely from experience. You have a window to make these things happen, and after that window's over, you got to blow some things up, Let's see what we got going on here. We got the comment section going, man. Big E, what up, baby boy? I'm sure as I think, if Kawhi's not willing to give it a go, Clippers should move on this offseason. Well, they probably will, and I agree from that context. They probably should move on. But Kawhi, the clown, he still won't get paid. Like I was just saying, the whole thing, like, it's over. Like, it's a wrap. It didn't work, and it's okay to move on from that. I just want to jump in real quick and, definitely get some thoughts on that. Did y'all hear about the Brady Quinn and Robert Griffin situation with CJ Stroud? Let me know in the comments what's going down. Brady Quinn and Robert Griffin. So basically, Brady Quinn. Basically, I didn't listen to the podcast on what happened, So I've just been gathering a little information here. So basically, what happened was Stroud is predicted to, for all intents and purposes, Stroud's the best quarterback in the draft. I think he's pro ready, and he didn't go to the Manning camp. And I guess that's sacrilege. If you don't do what the Manning say in the NFL, you're in trouble. Well, here's the deal. He never said he was going to go. He declined. It's like, why am I going to go out here and go do that happening? Go out here and go to this camp, whatnot. And at the end of the day, I'm going to go where the NFL tells me to go. And basically some of these team interviews and team workouts. So, for example, if I'm coming out in the draft and I'm predicted to go number 3, why in the heck would I schedule a visit with the Pittsburgh Steelers to see my mental and aptitude and all this, and they have pick number 17? It makes no sense. I'll be long gone. No, thank you. So basically what Robert Griffin and who else jumped in there? I think it was Ryan Clark, ESPN, and Jalen Ramsey. They fired him up. Like, you're doing damage to these young men before you're questioning his character, and you know that stuff weighs. Like, you can paint a picture of a young man who's been nothing but a good model of a professional and getting himself ready to be a pro quarterback. You can damage their draft stock. You can potentially cost these quarterbacks a couple of $1 million by not being informed on what you put out there, you know. And I don't have the clout or, you know, the pull that, you know, Brady Quinn does, or some of the analysts at ESPN. But yeah, you don't do that. You digging in any background stories about Will Levis? Did you dig in any background stories about Nick Bosa? I mean, we know what this is, and I personally, I'm gonna ride with Clark and RG3 and the rest of the crew. Like, if you don't know what's going on, you don't have the facts, don't put it out there. That's your obligation. That's your duty. So you gotta stay within those realms, and it could be potentially damaging. The Texans are saying that they're going to select Will Anderson at number 2. Looking forward to the draft coming up here soon. May try to put something together with like a little mock draft to see what's going down. Just a couple of my picks. But yeah, they're saying they're going to move on. And I've spoken to a couple of Texas fans. Yeah. One thing DeMeco Ryans is going to do is he is going to build a defense. He's going to build a defense. So I can definitely understand the Will Anderson pick. Now, a quarterback, we're going to see what they're going to do. Maybe they're content with doing whatever. He says these analysts need to chill. I agree, Big E. No integrity these days. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I agree, my brother. I agree, my brother. No integrity. They want to be first instead of being correct at doing the information. Look, with this podcasting thing, with this broadcasting thing, look, it's not important to be the first one out there because some stories aren't going to go anywhere. I wasn't in a rush to do the Deion thing. I wasn't in a rush to do the Lamar Jackson thing. I wasn't in a rush to do the Deshaun Watson thing because some stories continue to write themselves. There's no sense in jumping on a Tuesday because you heard something Tuesday morning and you don't have all the facts. You know, I try my best to do what I can. You know, this is most for fun. Again, not on that level, but I like what I do. And I tend to think that I'm okay with this. So y'all show some support by smashing that like button and that subscribe button and send some stars. I think I'm pretty good at that. My boy, Fawaz Alabi, what's good, my brother? My brother from the motherland. I ain't seen or heard from you in a minute, man. It's nice to have you in these comments. I appreciate the love, man. You're going to have to email me, and we can jump on and we can talk about what's going on. It would be nice to catch up with you, man, for real. Appreciate the love, man. I'm good to see you're doing well, man, for real. But I had a little clip of what what Brady Quinn had to say about the CJ Stroud situation. I don't think I'm going to play that, though. I just want to jump on real quick and do that. I didn't want to break all that down. Now, let's see what Big E's saying. Back to the comments. Man, y'all on this thing this morning. I appreciate that. They put it out that Houston was passing Stroud because he and Watson had the same agent. Wow. I did not know that. Appreciate that, Big E. That is a good point. I'm going to pin that one right there. Bam. That is a good point right there. Well, I did say this too off air. Not sure if I didn't say it on air. Let me take that back. I think I did. I can't remember. I'm getting old. But at any rate, yeah. Whatever's going on down there in Houston with the Texans, the old inmates running the asylum type thing is some very, very staunch, very, very what can be perceived and what can be taken as racist things going on. I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to pass on Anderson, and they're going to go with Will Levis. And I haven't seen enough of Will Levis. Saw a couple of games over in Kentucky to maybe the Texans can get what they want. Maybe they can get him at a later round, or maybe they can get their savior at a later round. But I would definitely look forward to taking a quarterback. But D'Amico going D'Amico. D'Amico's a defensive guy, so it wouldn't surprise me. That makes sense. But don't be fooled by the smoke. The smoke and mirrors. Yeah. Don't want the brother at quarterback, basically. Let's see. What about the gambling idiots that got suspended? My man Ron, y'all on fire. Keep them comments coming, man. Keep them comments coming. I appreciate it. Nothing good can come out of it. Nothing good can come out of it, especially if you're a professional athlete. Like, we know what happened with Pete Rose. That was before our time, right? We saw he got the lifetime ban and all that stuff, and he's still, to this day, fighting for his namesake or whatnot. I don't think it's going to happen, but nothing good can happen. Like, I don't even know how this online gambling things work. But if you're a pro player, just send your VPN login information to your brother or somebody you can trust. You definitely don't want to leave a trail that is you in the NFL because, I mean, it's just too many stipulations. And at the end of the day, you're an employee of the NFL or the NBA or the, MLB or soccer or the NHL. That's your employer. So you got to be careful with that. And with the sports, to me, it's just a sticky situation. Like, you don't want to be the cornerback that drops the ball and you gamble on your team losing the game by 6. I know that's not going to happen, but you get what I'm saying now. You got to learn from your mistakes. Like, leave the gambling alone, send your ID or whatever to somebody you trust if that's your thing, But if I was a pro athlete, I guess I can Monday morning QB this thing or armchair pro athlete this thing. I would definitely have somebody that would do that for me that I could trust. So that's my thoughts on the idiots that get suspended for gambling, and let that be a lesson to others. Like, if you gamble and you leave a trail and you're not abiding by the rules, they're going to pop you. Yes, sir. For Waz, my brother, man. It's been a long time, man. Don't forget to jump in that inbox, man. You see the Just Know a Sports Show. You slide on in there, man, and let me know what you want to talk about. I have you on, brother. That's definitely no problem at all. But yeah, I'm getting ready to wrap this thing, man. I appreciate that, man. Any more comments? Any more questions? What do y'all think would be a good show to do? I'm really looking at that the NFL draft, mock draft thing. I'm really looking at that, man. That would be a nice little show. I'm thinking about some Jeopardy. I'm thinking about some trivia. I'm thinking about having some more guests on. It's been a nice ride, man, and I enjoy it. So I'm not gonna fall off. I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging too long. Just gonna get back to the basics, man, and run this thing the way that I know how to run. You gotta get out there and you gotta get these people content. I mean, you build a little following. You can't get lazy on it, man. So that's part of my fault. So, it is what it is. We're gonna make that happen. EJ, Big E, man, I appreciate you jumping in, man. Like, for real. I appreciate you jumping in and making that happen and see what we got here. Let's see. Fight tonight. We can talk about this. The fight tonight. But I'm just going to be honest with you. Big deal. Man. I ain't been watching too much boxing, bro. I'm not trying to give you no history lessons, but I grew up on ABC's Wild World of Sports. Like, you saw the champ out there doing this thing, and he fought everybody and anybody. I tell you what's the problem with boxing. It's too many belts. It ain't one belt per division. Everybody fight everybody. Too many boxing commissions with too many belts. That's it. There's no way Mayweather, whoever the champ is now, should take a photo of his bedroom. He's got 6 belts to say he's the world champion. Water it down. You fight whoever you want to. whenever you want to. If you don't want to take the fight and still be recognized, you can't go beat up on some bar. Get another boxing commission. So, I haven't, it's been 10, 15 years. Excuse me, easily. Since I've been like, oh, it's a fight tonight. I think I can say 10 to 15 years. The last one I was going to get was, I didn't even get it, but it was Mayweather Pacquiao. That'll tell you how far I am gone with the box. Just not feeling it right now. Something very, very wrong with it. There's something very, very wrong with how it's going down in boxing. But yeah, that's the wrap, man. I appreciate all the love. We're going to jump back in this thing. Be on the lookout, man. Like I said, y'all share the video, like the video, show the love, show the cause, support the cause. It's not easy putting this thing together, you know. I got family and things going on. But yeah, we'll be back. We thank everybody for tuning in. You know where to catch us. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that good stuff. Share the Facebook pages. Inbox me. Let me know what you would like to see on the show. Inbox me. Let me know if you would like to be on the guest on the show. I'm going to try to get my boy Ennis Williams from House Sport to jump on here and talk a little Knicks basketball. As much as I get a Knicks trouble, hey man, the Garden was pumping last night. It was on point. But that's a wrap. Y'all be easy until next time. This is my sports show every Friday night, 8 p.m. Anchor, FM, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Podcast. That is a wrap. It is.